As some of you may have seen in episode 71, I spent 2 days cleaning the front third of the underbody from the old underbody protection with a wire brush and removing the rust. A huge mess and very exhausting. Then an anti-rust primer from K-Line was applied. The stuff is really great, but a bit soft and sticky. After a week of drying time, I had the silly idea of painting the whole thing over with 2K epoxy, which also looked great. Then the big shock. The epoxy cracked immediately and looked awful. Actually, it is logical that you shouldn't paint a harder paint on the top of a soft paint. Then I went home and cried into the pillows, because I knew that I had to remove everything again, which is much more difficult with a new paint than with old paint. Sandblasting would not be a good solution because of the dirt and dust that would also be sticky. That's when my friend Roland Walper called me and told me about a scratching tool from Hazard that was expensive but effective. And here it is. Actually a kind of screwdriver with a curved blade at the curved end. According to the instructions, you should primarily make pulling movements. I'm very excited to see what will happen. To be clear, I'm not sponsored or paid by Hazard or any other company for this video. Likewise, I bought this device at the full price of 55 euros with my own money. Wow, I'm totally thrilled. Without much effort, you simply pull the paint down and get right down to the metal. There is no flying dirt that you have to scratch off your face. Let's continue. As you can see, even the old paint is coming off under the new paint, and there are individual rust spots that were not visible before. Before I used the wire brush on the angle grinder, I put on a full bodysuit. Looks like an episode of Breaking Bad. everything is clean and rust-free again. To protect it, I paint the underbody with rust converter. And you still get dirty. Now I'll show you again how the tool works on old underseal. The floor pan has been painted several times with bitumen underbody protection paint. Here too, the scraper works very well and effectively. If you don't tilt it, it even protects the old primer under the bitumen coating. Due to the small width of the blade, you have to scrape several times, but you can also use it to get into curves and corners. It took me about 30 minutes to do this. When removing the old paint, small flakes are formed that can be easily swept up. The remains of the underbody protective paint can be easily removed with nitro thinner. Small spots that have been missed are very easy to remove with a short scraping. Again, some nitro thinning. This point won't go away because it's a rust spot. All in all, I've now worked on the sheet metal for 45 minutes using only the hazard angle scraper and nitro thinner. The device gets 100 points from me and shows that it is worth spending a little more money on good tools. Thank you very much.